Please don't bother me, I'm on my lunch break. Pizza, burger, sandwich, lunch break, tofu, salad, hot dog, lunch break.
Welcome to another episode of Lunch Break. I'm AJ.
I'm Kathleen.
And on today's episode, we have a special announcement.
Yeah.
But before we get to that announcement, Kathleen, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Or when this episode publishes.
It'll still be belated.
Yeah, it'll still be belated because it's still going to be after.
It'll be more belated.
It'll be more belated.
Belateder.
So you turned 27 years old.
I did.
Years young.
Yes.
And you celebrated in New Orleans.
I did.
It was
of course.
It was about a year ago that we did the episode
about New Orleans.
So you went with Chris and your parents. How was it a good time?
Yeah, it was good. It one of the best parts, which is kind of random, was that it wasn't as pollen-y as it is here.
Yeah, it's super bad here.
It was killing me before, and then immediately it was like, okay, this is going to be a good trip.
So is it? You have allergies today?
Yeah.
Hopefully our listeners can't
hear it.
Can't hear it. But is it because of the pollen?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I get really bad allergies in the spring.
Because I heard that pine pollen, which is the pollen that is very prevalent here in the Atlanta metro area, it's too big to actually like get into your sinuses.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard, but
it's birch pollen is what gets me.
Ew.
And that's what, like, some food makes me itchy and it has the same protein as birch pollen. So my body thinks I'm eating the pollen, which is why I get itchy and hives.
I did not know that.
And so when it's actually just straight up birch pollen outside, then my body's like, I'm out. I'm done.
I guess the birch pollen is intermingled with the pine pollen.
Yeah. It. Do you follow Atlanta Allergy and Asthma Clinic?
Yes, that is one of the businesses that I follow.
I get emails every day of the pollen count.
Oh, okay.
And I keep like up with it. And so it's pretty bad today. It's not the worst, but it's the second to worst. And they list all the different types of like what pollen is.
Second to worst this year or
yeah,
ever?
This year.
Oh, okay.
Because I think like last Saturday,
it was really warm. It was like 70 degrees, 75.
It was the day that we went to New Orleans or the day after or the day before, whatever. We weren't here. And so I got the email and all the news stations were like, this is the worst day for pollen. And I'm like, sucks for you guys.
You could literally see it blowing in the wind.
I could see it today. They, at my apartment, they were like blow drying or leaf blowing. I don't know, not blow drying. Okay, they weren't like doing their hair outside, but they were leaf blowing, I guess.
Yeah, blowing leaves.
But it wasn't
leaf
leaves.
blowers.
It was just pollen. Ooh. And you could see the clouds of it. It would just like, it would just fly, just like that sound made that sound, you know, it's terrifying. Yeah. It was disgusting though.
Well, all the cars are covered.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross. But New Orleans did not have that.
Oh, yeah. New Orleans was great. Yeah.
So did you go to your old haunts?
I did. Yeah. So for dinners, we went to the gumbo shop. I couldn't think of the name of it. And Acme Oyster, Cafe Du Monde, of course. The usual places.
With some beignets? Not Benoit?
Not Benoit. No. Beignet all day.
Did you do anything new this time?
Good question. No. No.
Did you get a hurricane?
Oh, no.
Is that you've never gotten one?
I had one last year at a bachelorette party. We got a 4-foot tall one.
For one person?
It's supposed to be for like 10 people, I think, but we only had 5 or 6 girls. And so they were like, don't tell anyone. And so we just shared it. And by the end, it took us like 3 hours. We didn't even drink half of it. And then we were just like, does anybody want some? So after that, no, I will
Because
never.
you were already trashed or just because it was so sugary? Because it's sugary, right?
Yeah. And we couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
And we'd been drinking it. I mean, it was like not exaggerating, 4 feet. And we, between the 5 of us, couldn't finish it. And so we were like, we can't do anymore. This is not going to end well. It didn't end well anyways, but it was just.
Did you vom?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
It was disgusting. It was like red, you know? So you're like, is this blood or is this fruit punch? Who knows? Am I dying?
Is it beets?
Is it? Yeah, I was thinking that.
Because you had eaten a lot of beets before.
So much, yeah.
So it could have been hurricane beets
Or blood. Yeah.
Any of those three.
Yeah.
So yesterday, or I guess Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
was your actual birthday.
Yes.
And you went to the Braves game.
Yes.
And they won.
They did. It was crazy because they were doing well and then they really weren't. And then at the end they came back, which I feel like they do a lot. So
They were playing the Cubs.
mm-hmm.
And I'm glad the Cubs lost.
Because why?
I'm a White Sox fan.
Okay, so they're in Chicago, right? The Cubs? Chicago
They are the Chicago Cubs.
Okay. And so the White Sox are their rival?
So Chicago has two baseball teams.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Chicago Cubs,
Mm-hmm.
which is on the north side, and the Chicago White Sox, which is on the south side.
Oh, okay.
And the White Sox are kind of like the little brother, where they don't get a lot of national recognition.
Mm.
They're kind of forgotten about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of Southsiders have a chip on their shoulder
Because of it, yeah.
yeah.
Makes
So
sense.
I'm not a big Cubs fan.
Oh, okay.
So I'm glad that Braves beat them.
Why do they call them Cubbies? They kept cheering Cubbies, and that was kind of weird sounding.
Because it's like a cub,
Yeah.
a Cubbies.
I don't know, because Cubs doesn't sound weird, but Cubbies sounds like little kids, like, oh, go Cubbies, like little babies.
Like put it into like at school, you
yeah,
have Cubbies that you put your code in.
Like they were chanting it. And I'm like, this is not intimidating right now, the Cubbies.
Well, and their colors too are a little not intimidating.
yeah.
Is that the right way to say that? They're not
Yeah.
as intimidating as like a bear.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think that's how they got their name, I'm pretty sure. Because
Cubs and Bears, Bear Cubs.
or maybe that's how the Bears got their name. It's one or the other, where one of them came 1st,
Mhm.
and then the owner saw the other team. So, like, I think the Cubs came 1st,
Mhm.
and then the owner saw. Shoot, I forget how it went.
I mean, that would make sense because
Yeah.
you see the Cubs and you're like,
They're
"You're
like
the
small.
Cubs,
They're
well,
small little men.
We'll be
And
Bears,
then
yeah.
football are like big,
Mhm.
burly, masculine men with big muscles,
Yeah.
and they're just like bulging.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember which way it goes.
I
But-
can't help you.
Okay.
All I know is the Braves are the Braves.
So the game was good.
Yeah.
And SunTrust was good.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get any good food?
Not at SunTrust. We went to Yard House before.
Is that at the Battery?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because they have all the vegetarian options.
Oh.
So
What did you dine on?
I got wings, which was
Oh,
exciting.
were
Yeah.
they tempeh?
No, they Gardein. It's like a fake meat soy product type deal.
I've never heard of that.
It's really good. I recommend it. And then I got a salad with barbecue Gardein chicken on it. So I loved it.
I've never heard of that protein before.
Really? It's
Yeah.
sold like everywhere.
In stores?
Like Walmart, Kroger, Target.
Did your dad get Gardein wings?
He ate some.
Yeah.
But he got real chicken on his salad.
So they also have real meat.
Oh yeah. They just most of their food is real meat or carnivore. But then they have a really good variety and selection.
So they
Yummy.
cater to the vegetarian,
They offer it, yeah.
all diets.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's cool. Highly recommend.
Did you do anything else exciting for your birthday?
Yesterday,
It seems like you
no.
always like take like a month to celebrate.
Well, it's only the 5th. It's only the first week. I'm like, when will this come out? Well, we still have 3 more weeks to celebrate.
Do you have plans for all 3 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah. This week and just having like a little party. Not really party, just like get together. And then
What do you classify as a get together?
like not
like
a
what-
rager. Like we're going to Tap and Truck or Truck and Tap.
Yeah.
I still will never say that right. Just like hang out.
Okay.
It's not like a house party.
Right. Where you would get totally shit faced,
Yes.
blackout drunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's the Cherry Street Beer Festival the next weekend.
Which is going to be part of your birthday celebration?
Yeah.
Like,
Like my friend's coming up for it to celebrate my birthday with
okay.
me. So kind of.
So it just so happens that your friend is coming and the Cherry Street Festival is also going on?
Well, she couldn't come this weekend. So she's like, I'll make it up to you. And I'm like, well, we're going to this beer fest. And she's like, perfect. We'll do both. So any excuse, right?
Yeah, I guess. I feel bad that I didn't get you a cake now.
It's okay. I have one at home.
Oh, actually, we have cupcakes.
Oh, okay.
They're in the break room.
Oh.
So I did bring you.
How
okay.
thoughtful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's Kimberly's birthday was yesterday too, right?
I don't know. She's on vacation.
Probably birthday or spring break.
Spring break.
Yeah.
She's got 2 kids.
Yeah. I saw it on Facebook and I was like, how did I not know that we have the same birthday? That's pretty exciting.
Yeah. That is exciting.
Although she couldn't eat those cupcakes, but
No, because they have
something.
not vegetarian options.
Yeah.
Well. So you have pretty much every week up until the end of the month planned out for your birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot.
It always is.
Yeah.
I'm already tired. I'm like eternally tired though. It never ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now that we've gone over the birthday,
Caught up. Yeah.
we can get on to the big
Special announcement.
special announcement.
Yeah.
So as of tomorrow, so this episode comes out Friday.
Mm-hmm.
As of tomorrow, I will be moving to St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
And
Are you going to call it that when you're there?
Missouri?
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people call it misery.
Oh. Did you find that out before or after you decided to move there?
So I have actually spent very little amount of time in St. Louis. I
Mhm.
had been there once before
Mhm.
we decided to move. So we're moving to St. Louis. Kimber was
Mhm.
offered a job. Kimber's my wife. She was offered a job and accepted it. So she's actually been up there for about a month.
Yeah.
And I'm making the move tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be a full-time resident of Missouri.
How does she like it so far?
She likes it.
Yeah?
It's cool.
Mhm.
It's neat that so we're originally from Illinois,
Mhm.
and we had lived in Atlanta for about 5-6 years.
Mhm.
So it was cool experiencing a new city and getting to know, the different restaurants and places to hang
Mhm.
out. So we're both looking forward to experiencing a new city, seeing
Yeah.
what it has to offer. And they have, a lot of.
Sorry.
Jeez, we're having a very heartfelt moment there.
Just give me a second. Okay.
Do you need a tissue?
That was my mouth.
Oh no, I can see a booger coming out.
Stop, can you?
No.
Okay, sorry. Oh, man. Pollen. It's like making me cry.
So St. Louis has
Yeah.
a good food scene.
And you're excited about it?
And we're excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the big announcement is that
Still suffering. What is the big announcement?
no, we'll build up the suspense. You need to sneeze? We can hold on.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay.
You're good.
So the next episode that you hear
Mm-hmm.
will feature Kimber and myself.
She'll be on it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's lunch. You knew that. No?
No?
Oh.
Surprise.
Surprise. Yeah, so lunch break is moving to St. Louis. So yeah, it's a pretty big announcement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But nothing like social media. They can still
Yeah, no.
keep up with it same
Still
way.
on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
Okay.
Lunch break pod.
YouTube. That'll be good because it'll be different.
Yeah. No, so it's going to be, I've, enjoyed the past year of the two of us having the show, and
Mm.
I think we've built a really good rapport and good
Mhm.
dynamic, but it's going to be different, but still the same.
Yeah. It'll still be good.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should still listen.
Yeah, yeah. I think it'll be interesting to
Yeah.
move it.
Mm-hmm. And yes, experience some of the St. Louis stuff. Actually, ironically enough, last week, making this rounds on social media was how St. Louisians, people who live in St. Louis,
Yeah.
how they cut their bagels. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
So apparently in St. Louis,
Mhm.
instead of cutting it like in half,
Yeah.
like, a normal bagel where you have the two halves and you can
Mhm.
put cream cheese in the middle.
Like horizontally.
Yeah, they cut it like bread, like slices of bread.
More than one cut in their bagel?
Yeah, so like, I don't know, 10.
In one bagel?
Yeah.
But it's not cut in half. So then at some point you have little tiny chunks, right? Like where the circle is cut out already?
Yeah, I guess you would.
Huh.
But
Why?
I'm not sure. That's just how they do it.
Yeah.
I guess Panera started in St. Louis,
Okay.
and they call it the St. Louis Bread Company
Oh.
in St. Louis
Oh.
instead of Panera.
You should say, what about the Atlanta Bread Company?
Yeah, they have that too, right?
In
Atlanta.
Yes. Have you never been?
I don't think so.
You've never been to the Atlanta Bread Company?
Mm-mm.
Really?
No.
Oh. It's like Panera. I mean, same thing. Salads, soups,
Mm-hmm.
bread.
But no, I was very weirded out by the method of cutting
Yeah.
that the St. Louis.
I guess it
People.
like kind of makes sense because you know when you get bread chips or like bagel chips, bagel chips with like hummus or whatever, and sometimes it is the weird sizes.
Mhm.
Maybe that's kind of where it came from. Like they cut
Oh.
it and do whatever, fry it or bake it.
Yeah, well, I guess with bagel chips, it would make sense that you're like going in the circle around it
Yeah, that you make.
To
Well, you make
create-
more chips. Yeah,
to create the round one.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
they're genius.
Yeah.
Hmm.
St. Louis also has some interesting, like, I had never heard of food specific to St. Louis,
Mhm.
but they have their own style of pizza,
Of course they do.
which
Of course you'd find that.
it sounds disgusting though,
Oh yeah.
because it's similar to a Chicago thin crust pizza,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like the thin cracker crust and they cut it into squares.
Mm-hmm.
But they use a certain type of cheese. It's called Provel.
I've never heard of that.
I had never heard of it either. It's it's a processed cheese of like provolone and cheddar or something.
Huh.
It's like just like stark white and it looks very unappealing.
You're gonna have to try it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
First episode of Lunch Break.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess there is Ippolito's.
Okay.
No, Ippolito's is here.
Yeah.
Emo's? Yeah.
Okay.
I think Emo's is the chain.
And
that
that's
they have.
the pizza chain, or that's a different chain.
It's the pizza chain in St. Louis that makes St. Louis style pizza.
Okay. Do they have hot dogs? St. Louis style hot dogs?
I don't think so. They have Carolina style hot dogs, which
Mhm.
has coleslaw on it,
Oh.
and Chicago style,
Mm-hmm.
and chili dogs,
Yeah.
which I think is Coney Island, New
and
York.
then just American style.
What is American style?
Ketchup and mustard. Just plain old.
Actually, if you remember back to one of our previous episodes
Uh-huh.
with Danielle Southern,
Uh-huh.
we did the hot dog trivia, and once you hit the age of 18,
Mm-hmm.
you're not supposed to put ketchup on your hot dog, according to the Hot Dog Society
Yeah.
or whoever it was.
Yeah.
So
That was a fun fact.
that would be very un-American to put ketchup and mustard on it.
Or it'd be even more American to just rebel.
That is true. That's true.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Big move.
Yeah.
Big changes.
Yeah.
So
Congrats.
thank you. Be sure to check out the new format of Lunch Break,
Mm-hmm.
which will be coming to you soon.
Yes.
You can find all of our shows on northfulton.com/podcasts.
Yep.
iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher.
Mm-hmm.
You can download it on your Android device as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
YouTube.
YouTube,
Yeah. I'm excited for your first episode.
thank you. It's been a fun ride, Kathleen.
It has.
And
Stay
hungry.
That was like questionable.
That episode was tasty.